A very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We are tracking the latest developments on day 10 of the US-Iran-Israel war that is currently taking place in West Asia and the Gulf. And in the latest developments, Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of Iran's late supreme leader Ali Khamenei, has been appointed as the new supreme leader. This development comes at a time of intense regional tensions and a widening conflict involving Iran and Israel. Even before the announcement, the move had drawn strong reactions from Washington. US President Donald Trump had dismissed Mojtaba Khamenei as a lightweight and said that the United States should have a role in shaping Iran's future leadership. Speaking during an interview last week, Trump had said Washington wanted someone who would bring harmony and peace to Iran, adding that Mojtaba Khamenei was unacceptable as the country's next leader. Trump also claimed that he expected to be involved in the selection of Iran's leadership, drawing comparisons to US influence in Venezuela. He warned that any new Iranian leader chosen without American approval would not last long. Let me introduce the guests who will be with us on the broadcast. Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor, former diplomat, and Major General P.K. Sehgal, defense expert. Thank you so much for speaking to NewsX and for taking out your time. A very good morning to you. Let me start off with Major General Sehgal. General Sehgal, how are you looking at this latest development? We have a new supreme leader in Iran. Trump has already called him a lightweight. He said it's unacceptable. He will not accept any leader that is appointed without the consultation of the US. He drew comparisons with Venezuela, saying he had a say over there. He wants a say in Iran as well.
Trump is talking through his hat. There is absolutely no way that a proud nation like Iran would ever accept any terms imposed by America. And America, people know it. I suppose the leadership knows it, but the only person who does not know it is Trump himself. The Iranians have chosen him with great care and thought. He's going to be as much of a hardliner and as difficult as, perhaps even more difficult for the West, particularly for Israel and America, than even Khamenei. He was known as the gatekeeper of Khamenei. He never fought or gave any election, nor did he ever seek any vote earlier. But he was an influence behind the ropes. And people of Iran, as well as the IRGC and the Iranian army, have absolutely and solidly promised support to him. And IRGC also gone on to say that so far they are using only the first generation and the second generation missiles and drones. They are yet to use the third generation and the fourth generation missiles that they have in abundance. And they said without an external support, that is without any support from China, Russia, or even North Korea, they've got enough stocks available with them to last the war for another 6 months. As far as America is concerned, it's a very bad news for them. But as far as Iran is concerned, Iran has absolutely vowed that under no circumstances, under no circumstances, till the last breath of theirs, they will not surrender or accept any terms whatsoever. How and when this war ends, perhaps nobody knows. But I personally feel the greatest loss is to humaneness, to humanity, to insaniyat. All norms, all conventions, all rules, etc. have been absolutely violated. As far as the UN is concerned, it has been made as defunct as the League of Nations. Particularly, this is because of America, Israel, and now to some extent even to Iran. They say all is fair in love and war. Iran has been forced to violate these rules and conventions because they've been completely and totally been ignored and violated by America as well as Israel. They are not only attacking the military targets that they're supposed to attack, they're attacking their infrastructure, they're attacking their civilian population, they're attacking even their water desalination plants, etc., which is absolute insanity. Under these circumstances, I think Iran would stand destroyed to a very large extent. So would Israel. As far as America is concerned, America is also going to pay a very, very heavy price for their involvement in this war, particularly because all the 27 bases that they got have been subjected to grievous losses. And I'm very certain they've suffered a lot of loss of lives as well as property in these areas, but they've so far refrained from officially letting the figures know. As far as Iran's neighbors are concerned, they're saying that there's been a flagrant violation from Iranian side. Iran knows that if they were to put pressure on America and Israel, it is best that they demolish their bases. The American air base in Afghanistan, in Saudi Arabia, I'm told is almost obliterated. Similarly, their major naval base in Bahrain stands absolutely demolished, and very large damage has been done to American embassies throughout the Middle East. Under these circumstances, I think America, particularly Netanyahu, needs to rethink. There is only one way. Firstly, there is absolutely not even zero chance of this gravitating into a third world war. I personally do not see any involvement of any troops on ground, either from Israel or from America, notwithstanding that frequently Trump has been saying that he'll put troops on ground. The moment he does that, hundreds and thousands of body bags will fly back, which is not going to be acceptable to the people of America. And the midterm election in America is bound to be lost by Trump in a very, very significant way. As far as Netanyahu is concerned, they also have elections in October. I'm sure he's going to be wiped out. People have started suffering hugely. Tel Aviv has suffered huge losses. Haifa port, I'm told, more or less has been completely demolished. And Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv has also been on fire for a long time, and I'm not too sure whether they've been able to extinguish that fire. Under these circumstances, it is America and Israel who got to think through as to how to end this war. As far as Iran is concerned, under no circumstances, repeat, no circumstances will they surrender. In the last 2,500 years of Iranian history, Iran has never ever bowed or surrendered to anybody, nor has anybody been able to capture it or subdue it the way that Trump is expecting it to be.
Absolutely.
Trump thought this war is going to go over in a matter of a couple of days. He's making exactly the same mistake that Putin made and that Netanyahu made. They were very certain that the war in Ukraine will be over in about a week's time. Most of the commentators the world over said so. I was the only one who said on day one, when interviewed by BBC, that Putin has made a huge mistake. Putin cannot win this war, and NATO will not allow Ukraine to lose this war. And I have been proven right. Similarly, America and Israel cannot win this war on their terms. There is absolutely no way. If you see, when he says that unilateral surrender or absolutely without unconditional surrender, have they been able to enforce an unconditional surrender till date on Hamas, which has been subjected to horrendous attacks for the last 2 years? Have they been able to do so as far as Houthis are concerned? Have they been able to do so to Hezbollah? All of them continue to remain potent military powers even today, despite having suffered enormously for the last 2 years. Back to you.